Welcome to DWBI Adda channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Hello everyone, welcome to the tutorials on text processing / NLP. So from today we'll be starting this new lecture series which is completely based on natural language processing. As you might be already aware that NLP is a subpart of machine learning / deep learning and is a very widely recognized concept. So NLP in recent times has gained quite a attraction in the recent last years, preliminary because of the use cases that NLP has found. So we'll be discussing some of the recent use cases or some of the use cases where NLP is used. And but first thing first, we need to check like what do you mean by NLP / text processing. So NLP actually means, NLP is actually consists of two words: natural language and processing, right? So what happens like let's suppose there are two persons. Okay, so I want to communicate, like let us name me as person A and the other person as person B. So let us assume I want to communicate with person B, but to communicate with person B we must be on a common base. By common base, I mean that we must know a certain common language by which we could efficiently communicate. Not only communicate, but efficiently communicate. So this common language can be Hindi, this can be English, this can be Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Bengali. It can be like French, German, whatever it is. But there is a necessity that yes, there should be a common base or a common language between the two to efficiently communicate. Yes, no doubt I might communicate in sign language as well, no problem in that, but we need to have an efficient communication, and for efficient communication we need to have a common base. Same is the case with NLP. Now what I write in text form, computer could not actually process it. How would computer know that okay, I am writing this command or this thing, let's say just I am telling the computer, okay computer, let us shut down. Until and unless I'm not using any voice based assistance, the computer won't shut down on its own because it could not understand like what I am telling to it, right? The computer actually works in a binary format, as you might be already aware, 0 1 format that we generally know. So there is no common base by which a human and a machine can efficiently communicate. So that is why the need of natural language processing was like felt like, okay, we need to have a certain kind of program which could take the natural language. This natural language could be any language like English, Hindi, German, French, etc. Could process it so that the computer could actually understand like what we're trying to do. So maybe if you're familiar with like machine learning algorithms / deep learning algorithms, which can be algorithms like logistic regression, linear regression, SVF, naive Bayes, or maybe artificial neural network as well. You are aware that we need a, like we always work in mathematical form, right? Like the input is always in mathematics form, the algorithms behind it are in mathematical form, and the output is also in mathematical form. These are in some kind of numbers and not text, right? So like while you when you apply a logistic regression based model, you give the input as numbers and not as any text, right? So this is where again the need was felt like, okay, NLP has to be used, like natural language has to be processed somewhere so that we could use the machine learning algorithms. So that is why like NLP has gained a lot of like attraction in the recent years, because of this like research kind of thing. Okay, we need to set up a common base so that the computers and like humans could efficiently communicate. We could apply some machine learning / deep learning algorithms to make it even better, right? So now you would ask me like, what are the use cases of NLP? Like, okay, we have heard a lot about NLP, we have understood what NLP is, and we have now a basic idea of what to expect in NLP, but where NLP is exactly used. So for this question, like let's suppose the very first use of NLP is in chatbots, right? So let's suppose you are on a travel website, let's suppose Indigo website, and you want to book a flight, right? So you must have seen that like voice based, not voice based, actually that robotic assistant popping up on the right, lower right of your screen, where they ask you like, okay, when do you need to travel, what is the source destination, and what is the like what is the source and what is the destination, how many number of people are there, and all of that kind of stuff. You just like enter the inputs and then it gives you the best suggestions, right? So this is like a kind of chatbot kind of thing where there are not no any humans, not any actual kind of human sitting behind the scene, but a computer talking to you and giving you suggestions. I like they are present in many kinds of websites. They are present in e-commerce kind of website, travel kind of websites, and educational websites as well, where they suggest you typical kind of courses, so that like they give you better recommendations over there. So they're actually processing a natural language, right? You tell them ki, okay, I need 2 tickets from, let's say, Delhi to Bangalore, and then it gives you suggestions. So it is processing a natural language and having a common base so as to like communicate with you. So this is one of the very important use of NLP. The second important use of NLP is in, let's say, like your resume scanning. So when you apply to a company, like big companies, like let's say FANG companies, they get thousands of resumes every day, and it is not possible for any human to actually have a look at all of the resumes manually. So they use a process which is known as ATS. Right, ATS is like a resume kind of scanner where they scan the keywords. Like if they're looking for a Java developer, so they scan the keywords of each and every resume or that program and figure out the percentage of Java related programs that is present on your resume, and then contact you on the basis of that. So again, it's an involvement of natural language processing. Then you have your voice based assistants like Amazon Alexa, Google Home Mini, and Microsoft Cortana as well. Like when you give them commands, it actually communicates with you and gives you suggestions, and gives you the final result back. Again, an involvement of natural language processing. Then natural language processing is again useful in, like I guess you have now got an idea like where it is useful. There are plenty of use cases of natural language processing, and even if we like discuss all of them, we could not like cover them at this point in time. I have forgotten one very important use, that is in the sentiment analysis kind of thing, right? So you must have seen the news, TV news channels actually giving programs like Mood of the Nation and all of that kind of thing, right? Where they actually tell you ki, okay, if demonetization happened, what the country is thinking, whether the mood is positive or not, whether people are satisfied or not. Maybe let's say when the COVID lockdown came into place, whether people are like appreciating this logic or not, or whether they're against this logic or not. So they take the tweets from the social media websites or the reports on the social media website, apply sentiment analysis model on it, which is basically based on your emotions, like emotion classification, like whether it's a happy, sad, angry, or neutral kind of reaction, and then give you the result. So these are some of the very important uses of NLP, like natural language processing. And as you might have already guessed, like it's a very, very interesting concept, and not very tough as well. A little bit of practice will actually really do wonders for you. We actually follow, predefined format for doing NLP activities, and therefore it's very easy to grasp and very easy to practice. Also, like in the next few video lectures, we'll be discussing upon the three main topics right now, like we have it in our agenda list, which are tokenization, stopwords removal, and stemming/lemmatization. Don't worry like what these topics are and what we'll be like covering in this over here. You don't need to worry about this. We'll be having a complete hands-on coding exercise, which we could actually get our bases covered. Okay, so I will end this video lecture over here. I hope you have learned something interesting and important from it, and you have like enjoyed this as well. See you in the next one. Till then, thank you.